On the anniversary of the Yushu earthquake of 2010, a group of Tibetans in Yushu in Tibet released a documentary film called Hope in Disaster. The Chinese government blocked its distribution and seized many DVD. Radio Free Asia received a copy of the film from Tibet, and we would like to share it with you. Hope in Disaster tells the story of the anniversary offering of prayer services for those who died in the earthquake and condolences for those who survived. The film is distributed in Yushu, Otjegudo, and Nanking area in early March this year. The public welcomed it, but the Chinese government did not like it and seized thousands of copies. The film is presented in many sections, all related to the disasters of the earthquake. Right at the beginning, the author explains his reasons for producing the film. Brothers and sisters of Tibet, a land blessed by the white radiance of the Mount Kailash in the north, a sacred land that takes pride in the magnificence of the Red Potala Palace in the middle, and a land that nourishes in the glorious waves of three great rivers in its lower region, a land that has heard the cries of brave warriors, witnessed tumultuous clash of arms, and has shed the pools of blood and tears by daring citizens and the brazen invaders. This film takes viewers to the breathtaking natural beauty of the Kegudo Valley, and then tells how the disaster struck this beautiful valley, reducing it to dust and ashes under the impact of the earthquake. The documentary tells how Tibetans of all three regions stood with the victims and launched swift volunteer rescue and relief operations, particularly the monks and nuns who surpassed the government's own operations. Interviews and the rescue and relief operations are included in the film. One of the Lama interviews Khenpo Tsipin of Ngolo Dorzo Monastery in Amdo, who said, under the initiative of reporters and intellectuals, the monasteries and the public from all directions could help Yushu victims with a significant amount of money and materials. Another monk from Yusang, Khenpo Sonam of Tuilung, Surpu, also explains how the monks and nuns of all the schools of Tibetan Buddhism made offerings and prayed for the Yushu earthquake victims.
Tulung Tsopo Gumbe, Tani, Jik Nesorte, Tumatado, Jik Trapsu Yongsu Zobate, Sengon Lola, Tani, Donghage Mimbat Jodu.
It is not only Surpu Monastery, but all the monasteries and high lamas and nuns, regardless of the schools of Tibetan Buddhism, displayed strong solidarity with the people of Yushu and performed extensive Dharma activities. A year had passed since the tragic earthquake of April 14. The Chinese media highlighted the rescue operations of the soldiers, but did not show the massive role played by the Tibetan monks and nuns. Their contributions are clearly presented in this documentary, along with the discussions on the rescue operations themselves. During the April 14 tragic earthquake, the public initiated outstanding rescue and relief operations. All Tibetans unite. Stories were told of how, over 1,000 years back, several Tibetan heroes of Yalung Valley ruled two-thirds of the great land, launched military campaigns in all four directions with courage and miraculous power. Tibetans of all three regions unite. One outstanding feature of this film is the inclusion of songs related to the tragedy sang by popular Tibetan singers. One singer is Yadong, who sang his song entitled We Carry the Same Load. When they discuss the rehabilitation of earthquake victims, education is the major point. In future, there is a risk of deterioration of Tibetan customs and traditions, language and mental attitude, so all must be alert and be careful. Concerning rehabilitation of victims and the rebuilding of Yushu, the Tibetans in all three regions expressed their priorities and concerns. Among them, a Tibetan businessman from Lhasa, named Tselu, outlines his priorities. Even when you build a restaurant, it should be painted in Tibetan traditions from inside, and the interior design should also reflect the Tibetan traditions. The business generating income such as restaurants, hotels and the shops should be owned by the local Tibetan residents, not by the outsiders. This is the view of Tibetans of Lhasa area. Khenpo Sonam Targe of Serta Larung Buddhist Institute also stressed the importance of education and taking charge of the local business activities by the local residents.
유릭 나소와 다리 로종이화 다리 셰지다나 데네 다리 노스준 대비 마마초이나 지금 랑거 난거 지금 난탄 짐탄 이처럼 용에다나 다 지금 총강을 데네 다리 금 종강을 다다 마연바가 지금 촌놈거 랑랑 소수 다리고 다기적산도 소 담치다나 참에 지금 냠다나 랑거 르그닌도 덕종이화 용인지다나 데네 양직 다리가 출리.
The Tibetans who were affected by the tragedy should take back the position of their shops and restaurants and manage them efficiently. At the same time, they should also protect and maintain our traditions and culture. The producers of film presented several images of disasters not shown in the Chinese official media. The film concludes with a song called Rehabilitation of Families, written by Kartse, a local Yushu writer, sang by Sherten, a well-known Tibetan singer from Amdo, with instructions of 10th Panchen Lama displayed in Tibetan on the background. RFA also learned that some members of the group that produced this film were ordered not to leave Yushu town. The Chinese officials searched room of a monk and seized 3,000 copies of the film, one computer, a set of sacred scroll paintings, and 30,000 Chinese yuan. The government officials cited the absence of official approval as the reason for stopping distribution and seizing of DVD, but others think that the authorities are worried of the impact of such a film on the local Tibetans who are protesting against the unfair distribution of land and the government takeover of private land in Yushu.